What's up guys, Ben here and welcome to Motivation to Invest. Celebrities are known for their high income, loyal fan base and big spending lifestyle, but for many of them this can be their downfall. However, there are a few exceptions to this rule. One of the most notable is Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher is not just a great actor who starred in a variety of comedy shows such as That 70s Show, 2.5 Men and even Punk'd.
Okay, we're right in the middle of this. Here's the deal. We're at Justin Timberlake's house. We're inside. We're seizing his property because he owes back taxes. And we're going to start taking his
Hey, I'm on the way.
Mr. Timberlake, here's a copy of this for you. It's all right. This happens all the time to good people. You understand?
We did the same thing to Jermaine Dupri 2 weeks ago.
We were just at Jermaine Dupri's house. This happened. Excuse me, sir. This is public property, okay?
Are you guys moving or what?
He also starred in a variety of dramatic movies such as The Butterfly Effect, which is one of my favourites and I highly recommend you guys watch it. But that's not all. The surprising thing about Ashton Kutcher is that he's also an amazing investor and he's famous for turning $30 million into $250 million. In 2010, he actually founded his own investment firm, A-Grade Investments, which is a venture capitalist firm which looks for great new business ideas. So in this video, I'm going to reveal Ashton Kutcher's top 10 tips for entrepreneurial and investing success. In addition, I'm going to dive deep into his portfolio. So without further ado, let's dive in.
Coming in, flex. I just wanna win.
Welcome back guys to Motivation to Invest. Before we get started, it would really mean a lot to me if you guys could smash that like button. That helps out with the YouTube algorithm, which allows us to continue creating more great content like this for you guys. In addition, if you would like some exclusive stock market investing tips and stock market picks, which I personally have invested into, then you should definitely think about subscribing to this channel. Be sure to turn the notification bell on, that way you'll get notified when a great stock is at a great price and I am investing into it. So with that being said, let's get into the video. As stated earlier, Ashton Kutcher is not just a great actor, he's also an incredible investor. And he's most famous for turning $30 million into $250 million. So how did he do it? Well, with a variety of disruptive investments. Ashton Kutcher's Uber investment made him a major success as he invested £500,000 into the enterprise in one of its first rounds. Kutcher is an angel investor and founding partner of A-Grade Investments and Sound Ventures. His fund portfolio includes Airbnb, Uber, Flexport, Brex, Robinhood, Bird, Airtable, Affirm and others. Just by listening to Ashton Kutcher, you can see he's the real deal. He knows his numbers, he knows the businesses, and he has a great perspective on investing. He's not just one of these celebrities who've got a third party telling him what to invest in. He makes the decisions, he analyzes the company, and he knows what to do. So let's check out his top 10 rules for investing success.
You have been investing now for years. Before, arguably, it was cool to invest in Hollywood. I'm told by investors.
Is it cool now?
I think it's like, maybe it's jumped ship. It's like beyond cool now. I'm told by investors all the time that it's not just the product you invest in, it's the entrepreneur. I'm curious to know, you meet with so many entrepreneurs, what is the trait you look for when you invest?
I think there's a lot of traits. I think the first thing that I'm looking for in an entrepreneur is this somebody that I want to work for? As an investor, I don't really put myself outside of the company. I try to put myself in the company. And at the end of the day, you have to have somebody who has absolute domain expertise on whatever problem they're trying to solve or whatever solution they're trying to hack. I think two, they have to be able to sell their product. If they can't sell their product to me, how are they going to sell their product to their consumers? Then the last thing is I think that they have to be generous people and thoughtful. They have to be the kind of person that you want to work for when things aren't going well, because things aren't always going to go well. And so that really comes down to being a generous person and being somebody who has grit and the ability to overcome a great obstacle.
People a lot of times oversell their company and then undersell themselves, when selling yourself is actually a really important piece of the puzzle. I want to know that what you're saying is credible, and I want to know that it's coming from a place that is going to be enduring.
Generally, as a firm, we try to stay as agile as we can. I think a lot of firms have a tendency to set up variable guardrails around the things that they invest in and when they invest and how they invest and what stage they invest and everything else. And I think for us to be agile and opportunistic is really important, because I think in general, the next great idea is going to be in a sector that you can't lay out in a PowerPoint presentation to your LPs or even to your team, because generally the sector becomes created by the next great company that's going to come along. So, to me, that question sort of falls into the trappings of what is X, right? And to know what X is before you see X as an investor is often really hard, right? Like, because I don't think you could anticipate the changes Airbnb created in the travel and leisure area. I don't think you could have anticipated that there was going to be a great disruption in transportation when the great disruption in transportation came. And so I think, the biggest thing that we try to do as a firm is stay open to the notion that the next great change isn't going to fall perfectly into a PowerPoint.
I'm told by so many of the entrepreneurs that you've invested in that you are a product guy at heart, that you are so involved when it comes to brainstorming for product. Anything you could point to that we see now, whether Airbnb, Uber, any of the products that we could see your thumbprint on?
I would never take ownership over something that they built. I like to sit down with founders, and I like to work on removing friction from process, whatever it might be. And creating products that are intuitive. And one of the things that I get from working in the creative space and being an actor is really understanding feeling and touch and art. And it's an art. Being able to create an impulse within a consumer to do something is an art form. I could probably give you 10 or 20 examples of companies that have really just taken software that was archaic software that was untouchable by consumers and actually brought it down to a consumer level. That is becoming the process to building a great software company these days. You can look at a company like Zenefits, where it's like there's always been HR software that's been out there in some way, shape, or form. Or you can look at Robinhood, and there's always been ways that you can interface and do stock exchanges. But making it something that the average consumer can intuitively understand and touch and play with and use and have it be beneficial in their life is about understanding the intuition and the feeling of the consumer.
Really great entrepreneurs have a really broad set of experiences that differentiate them, differentiate their perspective on the world and the way that they build companies.
Certain things, but then your job is also to anticipate certain things.
Or see a good thing when it comes along.
Yeah.
Identify quickly.
The truth is, if you really, if you're in it for the money, you're going to go build something. And if you know what the next turn is, you'll go build it, and you'll make a lot more money than you will just investing in it, right? Because you're the founder and you'll have stake in it and everything else. So if I knew what the next thing is, I'd go build it tomorrow, right? But our job as investors isn't to necessarily know what the next big thing is to be able to identify it when you see it. And so much of that comes down to who's the person building it? What is their strategic advantage? What do they know that nobody else in the world knows? What do they have? What understanding do they have that's deep? So, we can look out and go, okay, so if you think that companies that are building technology platforms and have a robust database, if you think that they deserve a 20x multiple relative to companies that don't have that historically over the last 10 years, you can look at a company that has some AI capabilities and probably deserves a 100x multiple if they actually have the appropriate data to run their training sets against. So I could look at AI and I could go, yeah, AI is the next big thing. Well, okay, great. There's every person that sits down with you is like, well, we're building AI and then once you start unpacking it, you go, that's actually not AI. You just are running an algorithm on a database.
Hi. How you doing? How's it going? How are you? How are you? How you doing? Great. Let me explain to you something. Let me explain to you something about what Airbnb means to me.
Let me first tell you what Airbnb is doing to
well, you actually don't have the stage.
Airbnb is profiting off of the displacement of Palestinians.
So that's
Human rights abuses.
actually
Palestinians
All right.
are denied access to
Okay, so let me paraphrase what's being said. Can I help you? You know what help?
Discrimination by listing illegal settlements.
So what the people here are doing is focusing on bringing people together and opening our homes and our hearts to one another. Because unless you can understand the inside of someone's home, you cannot understand their heart. And if we are all one family that shares our homes with one another, we can get to know each other and bring each other together in a peaceful unity that doesn't have borders, that doesn't discriminate against one another. We can get to know each other intimately and understand our collective narrative is a narrative for everyone, and that we all can belong in a world together without borders. And I know this man, I know his heart, I know his initiative, and I know that when a problem gets brought to his desk that says that there is a discrimination or there is a displacement, that he cares. And that the first thing he does is try to look at the system holistically and change it to make it better. So you're welcome to a world where we all belong. And if you want to sit down and have a conversation about it, I'm happy to have that conversation with you.
Okay. Wow. So if somebody wants to be an entrepreneur, do you have any advice for somebody? Because you've obviously aspiring.
I think the biggest thing is finding a problem that you're passionate about. You have to find something where your purpose aligns with the purpose of the company.
Right.
Because otherwise, when you come up against that knockout blow, you're not gonna be able to persevere through it.
Right.
And one of the things that, for a lot of people that are very entrepreneurial and they're trying to figure out what they should do, my advice is to go and find an NGO that you connect with, or a nonprofit organization that you connect with, and go and get connected to that and start working for that. I've probably, the most successful startup I have is my foundation called Thorn, and we create digital tools to help fight sexual exploitation of children and child pornography. Our latest goal is to eliminate child pornography from the internet. Thank you. Clap when we get it done. It's not going to be easy. I appreciate the encouragement, though. But I've met more people through that organization that are doing extraordinary things, and they're people that that share an ethic with me, and those are the types of people that I like working with. And so I've made more connections and had I've gotten a glimpse behind the kimono of some technologies that I would have never imagined existed, just by doing nonprofit work. So I would recommend doing nonprofit work and then finding a mission that aligns with your purpose.
So which of Ashton Kutcher's top 10 rules for investing success resonated the most with you? Let me know in the comments below and I'll join in the discussion. In addition, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. That allows us to continue creating more great content like this for you guys. In addition, if you would like more investing tips and exclusive stock market picks, which I personally have invested into, then you should definitely subscribe to this channel. If you enjoyed this video, you should also check out the video I did on Jay-Z and his top 7 investments, which made him hip-hop's first ever billionaire. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.
Coming in, flex. I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, coming in, flex. I just wanna win,